All right, good evening, guys. How are we doing tonight? If I can get a quick audio and video check, if you just type in the question box there, let me know that you can hear me. I'm coming through loud and clear, and that you can see my screen here. So we know that we are coming through, ready to roll. We will get moving here tonight. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ronnie. All right. Perfect, Terry. Thank you. All right. Well, guys, I hope everybody had a great Easter holiday weekend, and I know I haven't talked to you here in a couple of weeks. I was out doing, we had a big live event down in Fort Worth, Texas, so glad to be back with you now. So my name is John Skelton. I'm with apexinvesting.com, and we appreciate Nadex having us on here tonight to do this webinar with you. Usually we'll do some in the afternoon, but we decided to do a couple of nighttime ones here, make it a little easier for some of you guys to be on with us live. And if you've been with us in the past, you know that, we cover all kinds of things, everything from the very basics of, who and what is Nadex to different strategies and systems. And I want to talk to you tonight about something that I think we've all struggled with, and something that I've talked to so many traders on is, that move from demo trading over to live trading, and how to do that properly. What are some of the pitfalls that I've seen people do, some of the mistakes I've seen people make during that transition, and just kind of want to share some of that with you, give you a little guidance here, a little roadmap to help you help you avoid those same mistakes and how to transition a little bit easier. So let's get our disclosures knocked out here. Trading futures, options, or any financial instrument involves risk, may not be suitable for every investor. Past performance not indicative of future results, and everything here is for informational, educational purposes only. And also, anytime we're on a webinar, if I'm showing you the Nadex demo platform and you see me enter a trade, that's in no way trading advice or recommendation. That's simply me trying to help you visualize what it is I'm teaching you, or show you exactly how to actually use the platform itself. So if you're brand new to Nadex, make sure to hop on over to nadex.com, and you can get some great information here. Nadex basically offers 3 different products. They offer binary options, touch brackets, and call spreads. Okay, you can go through each of these tabs, get some great information on there, the different markets they cover. Trading platforms, you can go directly to the online platform. You got some mobile options, but right here, demo trading platform. If you're not aware, Nadex will give you a free $25,000 demo account. All you got to do is fill out some quick info, and you'll be able to hop right into a demo account. It's a great place to get familiar with Nadex, and get familiar with how the platform works and the different contracts work, and practice your strategies and systems. And that's what we're going to be talking about quite a bit tonight. But also right here under Learning Center, you've got some great resources here, all kind of information and videos. If you click webinars, you'll be able to see all the upcoming webinars here, and the titles, the date and time. That way you can get signed up and registered for those, get reminder emails about the webinars. If you want to do some catch up, like just on your own time, all you gotta do is click right here on demand, and you scroll right down here and find me right here, John Skelton, Apex Investing. And here's where all the recordings are from past webinars, and where tonight's recording will be, okay? And you can find everything from, the basics to, different strategies and systems. And let's see here, Jacqueline, you say you can't see my screen. Is everyone else able to see the screen? Anyone else having a problem seeing the screen? Anthony, Ronnie, Terry, Jeremiah, you guys all see the screen okay here? These webinars, this webinar page I'm showing, okay. Yeah, Jacqueline, looks like everyone else is able to see it. You might want to check your settings or log out and log back in. Jacqueline was also asking about new touch bracket videos. There's a few videos in here, okay, right here, for example. If you go back, there's some basic videos on touch brackets. Right here, I've got a part 1 and 2 of touch brackets versus call spreads. A lot of the other systems that we've taught as far as trading with binaries or spreads, you can be used with touch brackets as well. Touch brackets can be used with just about any strategy or system out there that you have. you know, because they kind of mimic the market tick for tick. So, but some great information here, great place to check out and catch up on anything you want to catch up on there, or, you know, rewatch certain videos depending on where it is you think you need some help or what you're interested in. So again, I'm with Apex Investing. We're an online education company. We've got over 25,000 members. You know, we've got live trade rooms and strategies and systems and indicators. And, you know, I've literally trained thousands of traders, and I've helped thousands of traders through, you know, trading, you know, futures, forex, stocks, Nadex. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about tonight is, you know, just kind of share with you, you know, not only are we an educator, but I'm a trader just like you. I trade Nadex every single day. And, you know, I've traded it myself. We trade it in our room. And we have a lot of new traders that are with us that are starting in demo and then making that transition over to live. And I want to talk a little bit about that and making sure you understand how to do that, that you have confidence in your strategy or system, that you've mastered it in your demo account first, and then just, you know, how to prepare yourself mentally to not make some of these mistakes that I've seen quite a few people make, okay? So just kind of a real quick poll here. You can just type it there in the questions box. Just say demo or live. Like, how many of you are still trading demo? How many of you are trading in live right now? Just kind of, so I kind of know how to gauge the audience here and where we are, and, you know, how deep to go here. Okay, so demo, a couple lives, new to demo. Okay, perfect. Well, let's just talk in general here for a minute. First of all, oh, David says just went live today. Okay, perfect. And David, how did you feel going live today? Like that transition from the time you spent in demo to then when you go over to live? Like, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because it's like really exciting, you know, but then it's also scary, right? Because no matter how much time you spend in demo pressing that button, it's demo money. As soon as you're over to live, you're pressing that button, it's live money, right? It's just a mental head game. You know what I mean? Yeah, Anthony, exactly. Like when you lose, like you lose real money. And that's a really big thing we want to talk about, because, you know, you'll realize that a lot of this is mental, okay? And, you know, so the first thing to do is start with the non-mental, meaning I've seen so many people be excited about trading, be excited about Nadex. They've watched some videos and, you know, they're real eager to make some money, and they're just super excited about it. And they just jump into it. And, you know, yeah, it's like buck fever, David, exactly, you know, and you just want to jump in. And, you know, I've seen so many people not spend enough time in demo. They just want to jump straight to the live trading and make that real money. They don't want to take the time. But so that my first question there is, you know, do you have, first of all, another kind of pitfall with Nadex is people think, well, you know, Nadex, it doesn't take much to open an account, just a few $100, and I can do these really small risks, you know, 15, 20, 30 bucks. It's not much. So I don't need to have a trading system or strategy. I don't need to have a set system with exact set entry and exit rules. I don't need to study the markets and read the market. That's for the big guys. That's for the guys that are doing the real trading and have more money to risk than me. That's the first place you go wrong. Is trading Nadex is no different than trading spot forex or futures or stocks, you know, or a full lot of forex where you've got, you know, thousands of dollars you're putting up on margin and potentially thousands of dollars at risk. It's no different. Nadex is just a different vehicle with defined capped limited risk. That's an edge. Like, that's a positive thing that you've found in Nadex, a place where you can get into, trading these huge market like the stock indices and oil and gold and forex, but for a very, very small amount of money up front. And make sure to keep that in mind, that that's an edge. It's a positive thing. It's a great thing, but you still have to have a system. You still have to learn to read the markets. You have to have rules. All right. The rules and the systems aren't just for the other people. It's for you too. And, you know, without a system of rules, you have no way of knowing your probabilities, of knowing the success rate. You know what I mean? And you have nothing to gauge your past performance off of. So, you know, do you have an actual system that you trade, or are you just in there pressing buttons? Are you in there, you know, going on gut feelings, pressing buttons in your demo account? You know, maybe even some of you have a chart open, but you know, you kind of just have like one random indicator you found in there, and when it goes green, you just kind of buy, but you don't really know if you should, or, you know, does it really work? Why does it work? Just having a chart and one indicator is not a system. You know what I mean? It's just well, I mean, I guess you could say it's a system. Yeah, my system is when this turns this way, I just buy. I don't know if I should or not. Okay, you need to take it a step forward and learn an actual system. You know, learn a strategy, learn what the rules are. You know, when this happens and this indicator turns and this happens, I buy. And then if it comes back against me to this level or does this, then I get out. Or I sell, then I get out. Like, you have to have defined entry rules and a defined exit. And that is, you know, I mean, some people in here are saying, you know, hey, I just press buttons, or yeah, I just, you know, I'm kind of just using this or that. I don't really know. Okay. And Lorraine asked, you know, are there videos to help with strategies? Yeah, Lorraine, in the, well, I just showed you there on the Nadex website under webinars, and then under the past webinars there, the on demand, you'll find several videos there about strategies. Also, feel free to hop over and visit us at apexinvesting.com. We've got a ton of different strategies over there you can check out as well, you know, for binary spreads, touch brackets. So plenty of strategies out there, but you know, you have to pick a strategy that fits you, you know. And some people say, well, how do I know a strategy that fits me? Well, first of all, it's the strategy that you can understand. It's the strategy that's at your level. Some people have been trading for a week, some for 6 months, some for 6 years. If you've only been trading for a week or a few months, you might not be ready for certain strategies that a 6-year veteran could do. You know what I mean? And so, you know, start with a strategy that makes sense to you, and that, hey, I understand these rules. I can do that. I can do that. I don't have to twist my head upside down and look at the chart weird and wonder, hey, I get the rules. I can follow that and be consistent. And David's right. No strategy works all of the time. It's the other thing you have to realize. There's no such thing as a holy grail that wins 100% of the time. You have to find a strategy that you can understand, that fits with your schedule, that you can execute, and then you back test it. And you see how it works. And you, with back testing, you have confidence of, hey, I know that I might have some losing trades. I might even have some losing days, but I know if I stick with this, the probabilities all work out in the end, and I can potentially be profitable. So I have that confidence, and I'm going to stick with it. Okay. And then you have to make sure to spend enough time in demo and doing live demo trading. You know, once you've picked that strategy and system, you've watched the training several times, you understand, you know, the entry and exit rules, how to manage the trade. You understand it forwards and backwards. Are you still in demo going, wait, is this a trade? Is this not a trade? Should I press the button? Hold on, let me go check my notes. You know what I mean? Like if you're still doing that, then you need to stay in demo. Okay? Like you still need to stay in demo. And you need to stay in demo until you have your account or you have your system down to a T where you're not questioning it every time. That trade sets up, this indicator does this, that indicator does this level gets hit, boom, I press the button, I enter. Hey, that's an entry, boom. Hey, that's an entry, boom, that's an entry, boom. Hey, this is where I get out. Hey, where it's second nature. Because if you're still questioning and hesitating in demo, and it's not even real money, what do you think's going to happen when you go over to live, risking your actual, real, hard-earned live money, and then you start hesitating? You'll miss all the entries, or you'll get in late, or you'll start cherry-picking entries, and you'll miss all the profitable ones, and Murphy's Law will tell you you'll get all the losers. Anybody had that happen? Who on here can raise their hand and say, yep, been there, where you start cherry picking and second guessing your trades, and you don't take an entry, and it was like a big mover, and you would have made a ton of money, but you second guessed it. So the next one, you're like, I'm not going to second guess it. I'm going to press that button, and guess what? Loss, right? And then what? Because you just saw live money get lost. That third trade comes up. What is your mental state right then as far as pressing that button? You're freaking out, aren't you? And you don't take it because you just lost money. And guess what? It was another big profitable trade. We've all been there. So choose your system, know the rules backwards and forwards, back test it, trade it in live. I mean, trade live in demo. Get used to it. Get used to seeing the trade setups happen. Practice them in demo. Master them in demo. Make all of your mistakes and screw ups in demo and work it all out. And get to the point where you have mastered that thing and you're profitable in demo. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to. Yeah, I demo traded for a few weeks and then I moved over to live. Okay. How much money did you make in demo? Well, I lost money in demo. I mean, all the way through the last day. But then I figured, hey, I know where my mistakes were now, which is good. I figured out where I was screwing up and losing money in demo. And then once I figured it out, it was like a light bulb went off, like, oh, now I know where I'm messing up. So I'm going to jump straight into live. But you never put it to practice in demo. Hey, yeah, I expect you to lose money in demo when you first trade it because you're working out all the kinks. You know what I mean? But work out the kinks, master it in demo, be consistently profitable in demo to where you see every week that your balance is going up. Like you're, hey, I'm doing this. I'm actually doing this. I've got it. I've mastered it, and I'm profitable in demo before you ever think about going live. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's see here. David says, my problem is seeing more potential than there really is. This looks pretty good. No, it didn't. Yeah. Like on a trade setup, David, where you're like, oh, this looks pretty good. I think I'll take it. Hey, my system requires that 5 things line up, but only 3 are lining up so far, but it looks good and I feel good about it. So I'm going to jump the gun and take the trade instead of waiting for all 5. Yeah. Like work those things out in demo. Okay. Also, the other thing is trade demo the way you will trade in live. How many of you have a live account or have enough money to fund a live account, but when you trade in live, you'll probably only trade like 1 contract at a time. But in demo, you're doing like 10 or 20 at a time because the numbers look big and make you feel cool. Don't even lie to me. I know at least half of you do it. I know at least half of you don't just do 1 contract at a time in demo. you're doing a whole big handful of them because it makes your numbers look really good, right? It makes you feel really good. Like, okay, well, if I was trading live, this would have been one contract and I'd have made 30 bucks. But 30 bucks doesn't sound exciting to me. So I'm going to do 10. So it's like, man, I made 300. Now I feel good. Okay. If you're only going to have enough of a live account to do one contract at a time, only trade and demo one contract at a time. Trade demo the same way you will trade when you start live trading. Okay. And don't say it's just demo. So I'm playing. I should have got out here according to my rules, but I let it keep going because it's just demo money. Trade demo like it's your live money. Okay. In fact, you want to know a way to really get your mind in the right place? If you're going to open an account with $1,000, a live one, drain your demo account down to $1,000. Not 25,000. Drain it down to $1,000. That way, in your demo account, you have the same exact amount of money that you would start with in live, and then you trade that like it's live, and you see where you get at the end of the month. Does that make sense? You understand how that could be a good thing to do for yourself? Like, hey, I got to treat this real, right? So when you see that big $25,000 number there on your demo account, yeah, I press some buttons, I'll do 10, I'll do 5. Trade it the way you would trade live. Okay? Make sense? So first thing first, got to have a strategy and a system. You can't just wing it and press buttons. Okay? So mental preparation. Well, I talked about that a little bit already, but even if you're doing everything perfect in demo, and you've got everything mastered in demo, you know the rules backwards and forwards, you're profitable in demo, as soon as you move over to live, it's a whole new world. Mentally. Still the same market, still the same instrument, still trading Nadex, all that stays the same. But I've talked to so many people that are like, I was doing great in demo, but then I moved over to live and it's not working. I'm losing money. Something's different, something's not right. And literally every single time, it's because they're doing something different. You think that you're doing the same thing you did in demo, but you're not. Because now that it's real money at risk, when you press that button, you're second guessing. You're hesitating. That heartbeat, right? Boom, 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 boom. Your heartbeat's speeding up because it's real money, right? You're like, okay, well, everything lines up. You know, my system says, yes, enter, but let me wait another bar or two to make sure it's really going up. So you get in late, or you get in early, or you have a loss. And like I said, then it makes you hesitate to take the next trade or the next trade, and you're not consistent. You find that when you really analyze it, you're not following the rules like you used to in demo because your head's messed up, or you're not taking all the trades that you should. Okay? And you'll find that you are changing something. Or you're like, man, I lost on the last 2 trades. This trade I'm in now, it's up and I'm profitable. I'm not supposed to get out yet, according to my system, but I lost 2. Now I'm up like 15, 20 bucks. I just want to get out. I shouldn't get out till up here at like 40, but I just want to get out now to get to make something. You know? Anybody done that? Getting out early just to make myself feel like I made something, or like I had a, you know, I want to put a win on the books, you know, a check mark, you know? So make sure that when you switch over, that you really are trading in live the same way that you were trading in demo. Okay. Let's see here. David says, yeah, some people say it takes special rules to trade with only hundreds to start with, and even then an expert say you can't do that. My first live essay, I knew I was doing things differently, started right, but lost it after a bad trade. Brain freaked out, desperation set in. Exactly. Like when you moved over to live, like you knew, like you were aware that you were trading differently in live, right, David? You knew you were doing differently than what you used to do. But again, it's that mental game. And if you have the experience in demo that, hey, I've got it down, I'm doing XXX, and I'm profitable. The last thing you want to do is go do something different, right? Because when you do something different, you have no history or practice behind it to tell you that it'll work or not. So if you can master things and be profitable in demo, when you switch over, make sure you trade the exact same way. That's why it's so important to trade in demo the way you would trade in live. Don't take trades you wouldn't take. Don't do extra contracts you wouldn't normally do. Treat it like it's live money. Kind of like I mentioned earlier at the beginning, is people are so, have buck fever. They want to jump in. They want to start this trading. They want to do it live. And have you really taken the time to learn your system? Have you taken the time to educate yourself? I hear people say all the time about, well, I know that there's some big traders out there that make tons of money. They make more than doctors and lawyers do. Okay, sure, there are some like that. Not every trader does, but there are traders like that. But let's talk about that for a minute. What does a doctor or a lawyer do to get there? I mean, after high school, then they go through 4 years of college, and then another 4 to 6 years of medical school and all the extra schooling, and they leave school, right, close to 30 years old with six-figure student loan debt, right? So after high school, they go to school an extra 7 to 10 years and have tons of debt. But you don't want to wait a few weeks or a few months to learn and practice a new way of life, a new career of trading. Does that make any sense whatsoever? That's a serious question. Does that make any sense at all? I mean, most of you that get a new job have on-the-job training for several weeks and, training for months. But it makes me just shake my head when people say that, I want to make all this money like doctors and lawyers, and look what they go through. And you don't even want to go back and watch a few videos to put in a little bit of time. So think about, before you go and invest your money and risk your money, why don't you invest some time into yourself, to educate yourself, to learn about the markets, learn to read the markets, learn to read and understand when it's a trending day or a choppy day. Learn a system, master that system, practice that system, get it down, and don't cut corners. One of my favorite quotes is the longest distance to a destination is a shortcut. Because usually you have to start over and start over. A couple of you on here said, yeah, I was in demo, went to live, blew my whole account. Went back to demo, went to live, blew my whole account. I've done it a couple times because I didn't do it right. I mean, looking back, don't you wish you'd done it right the first time? Would it have been worth a little extra time? So use that demo account. Take advantage of it. It's free. You have all this free education, all these free webinars, free videos, free recordings, a free demo account, free tools. Take advantage of that. And, make sure to do it right. Put the time into yourself. Also, have a long-term goal. Always remember, hey, why am I doing this? Why Why did I decide to get into this trading thing and try it out? Is it because I just want a little something to do? Am I just wanting extra income? Do I ultimately want to do this full time to pay my bills and quit my job and have some flexibility with my friends and family? Whatever the goal is, whatever your reason and motivation for trading is, remember that. Write it down. Write down your goals. Have it posted by your trading computer to remember that. To say, okay, if my ultimate goal is extra income for the family, okay, well, am I getting closer to that goal by rushing, not having patience, not taking the time to do it right, and jumping in and losing a bunch of money? Right? See, you got to look at the other side of the coin of, well, hey, that's why I got into trading. I want to make some extra money, so I got to hurry and make it. Okay, well, you can also hurry and lose it. You see both sides of that? And then you're going to start all over from the beginning and wish, man, I wish I had just done it right the first time. Okay? So make sure you have a good risk management plan. You know, if I'm down X percentage in a day, I'm going to stop. If I'm up X percentage a day, I'm going to stop. Don't just keep going and going and going. You'll give it back. How many people have done that? Man, I start off the day great. At a win, you know, at a profitable trade, I was up, but then I kept trading. I wanted more. I got greedy, and I gave it all back. We've all done it. I'm not preaching down to you. I've done it. Trust me. I've done it. We've all done it. And do not trade. Let me tell you this. You want to mess up your head, mess up your mental game. One of the best, quickest, easiest ways to mess your head up is to trade with the mortgage money or the car payment money, where you have to make money. You cannot lose. That will mess your head up. You will second guess and freak out every trade. You'll lose a trade, and then you'll want to, what we call a revenge trade. I got to make it back. I got to make it back. Oh man, I better double up. I got to make it back. Oh man, I feel this is coming. I got to make it back. I'm going to double up. I got to this time. What does that sound like? Anybody been to Las Vegas? Oh man, I lost that one. I better double up on this next round. Oh, I feel you're just playing. You're gambling. Your mind is a mess. You're not following a strategy and a system. You're not working your probabilities. It's a business. Have a business plan, stick to the plan, follow through on the plan. So only trade with risk capital. Okay? Take emotions out of it. Take your gut and your feelings out of it. Take revenge trading out of it. Okay? Focus on a strategy and system and learn it. Now, here's another big key, another big top mistake. So understand what I'm telling you here. Part of me is telling you, take your time, be patient, learn it, master it, and then go live. Okay? But the other side of the coin is, and hear this statement properly. You don't have to know everything in order to do anything. What do I mean by that? You will never learn all there is to learn about trading. You will never learn every single strategy or system that's out there. You'll spend the rest of your life doing it. You'll always learn more. So another mistake, yes, I see a lot of people jump into trading too soon, but I also see people that are out there demo trading and testing for 5 years because they feel like they have to learn this strategy and that strategy and this one and that one. Okay? Pick a system, master it, practice it in demo, be profitable with it in demo, move over to live, be profitable in live. From there, add on another system, that you do the same process with. You're still trading your one system live, you bring on another system, you practice it in demo, master in demo, move it over to live. It's a process, okay? Because, hey, okay, I chose this trending market strategy to learn first. Great. Okay, but the market doesn't trend every single day, does it? Right? Some days are choppy days. Okay, well, I need to learn a choppy system too. Okay, well, some days are like range bound or volatile, and okay, I need to learn those systems too. You don't have to go learn and master 5 systems at a time in order to implement all of them at once live. You start with one, then you add on another, then you add on another. You do want multiple plays in your playbook, okay? But master one at a time. All right. So again, impatience, jumping in without training, lack of education, poor risk management, trading live too soon, and just the big one is just inconsistency, not following your system, okay? And not taking every single trade. You know, people talk about, and somebody asked, I believe, I just haven't gotten back to your question here, I'm sorry. Someone asked, what percentage of wins would I decide to go live? For example, 7 out of 10, 75%. Okay, Ronnie, I think it was you that asked that question. And give me a second, I will answer that, okay? Because you bring up a very good point. You know, when you start cherry picking, you're gonna mess up. Okay. Also, if you're watching too many instruments, hey, I don't want to miss a trade, so I've got like 15 different markets up in front of me, squeezed on a couple little screens, and I'm trying to watch 15 different charts and catch every little trade on every market. It's too much. You find yourself jumping around, missing the good trades, right? You happen to, a system only works, okay? Like, how many of you heard like sales pitches? Ooh, I've got this 85% system. Ooh, great. Okay, well, first of all, that means nothing in and of itself. And I'll show you why in a second. But secondly, well, that's out of 100 trades, 85 of them were profitable in the past X many days, okay? But if you're hopping around between 15 markets and you only got 15 of the trades on that particular market, not 100 trades, do you think you might have happened to pick the 15 losers, or that half of them were losers? Does that make sense? Like, people tell me all the time, oh, I've got this 70, 80% system and I'm watching all these markets. You're not taking every trade on all of those charts. Your numbers mean nothing because they will not work out. Everybody understand what I mean by that? That makes sense? And no social interaction. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I got into trading because I want to work for myself. And that's great. You can work for yourself, but you don't have to work by yourself. There are a ton of trading communities out there. There are a ton of, you know, social interaction communities you can be a part of to talk with other traders, bounce things off of other traders, and get ideas from other traders. What do they trade? How are they trading? Talk about some of your frustrations. I know a lot of you think, a lot of you have failures. You have areas you struggle in, and you think you're alone in that struggle. You think you're the only one with that problem. And I guarantee you, just about every other trader has the same struggles you have. All the stuff we've talked about today, the mental game, the fear factor, the heart rate, the over trading, the reacting, every other trader has that. Be a part of a group, be a part of a community, share experiences. How, you know, share stories. Hey, I had that same issue. Here's how I overcame it. This is what I did. This was my story. Be a part of a group. And do not jump between systems, okay? Use good charts, use good data, Don't go on your gut feelings. Do what your chart is telling you to do. Just because you had a bad day, okay? Oh man, I had some losses today. It was a losing day. This system sucks. I don't want to, I gotta go find something else. Every system's gonna have bad trades, bad days, maybe even bad weeks or months. You can't jump around to different systems just because you had a bad day or a bad week, okay? And do not think that there is a holy grail system out there. There's no such thing as a system that never wins. Don't waste your life looking for it. Find a system that works, has a good percentage of profitability, has a good risk to reward, and that you can understand, that you can execute, okay? Make sure to learn how to read the markets. Yeah, right there you see my point that says understanding the ABCs but not the 1, 2, 3s, or vice versa. Meaning, oh, I found some system and when this indicator crosses this one and this does this, I'm supposed to buy. Okay, well, do you know why? Do you know what's behind those indicators? Do you understand what the market's doing at that time that makes that system work? Do you understand how to read the market to know, hey, these entries are higher probability than just any random entry when the market's doing X, or when the market's, you know, going up or down or whatever. Understanding, think outside the box. Don't just focus on an arrow that pops up without seeing what is on the rest of the chart in the larger time frame charts, okay? Know and understand and be willing to take a loss. It's gonna happen. Know when, hey, my system says I need to get out now, I've hit my profit target, but I'm gonna let it keep going and let it keep going, like, oh, now it's coming back against me, now I'm down, but I'm gonna hold it longer to maybe come back, and now I'm wait. Stick to the system. And don't reward bad behavior. Just because you broke your rules one time, but the trade worked out great, don't keep breaking your rules every other time, okay? So, guys, once again, let me just run back here real quick to the Nadex platform. Again, if you're on the Nadex website here, you go to Learning Center Webinars. You can see all the upcoming webinars here, or get all the on-demand webinars right there. Okay, you can scroll down and find me right here, John Skelton, find those. Also, again, feel free to hop on over and visit us at apexinvesting.com. We've got, you know, tons of different strategies and systems over there, a bunch of education and all kind of stuff there to take advantage of as well. Let me go back up here. I want to answer a question that's very, very important. Let's see here. I was just talking about it. Let's see here. Who had asked that? I was just looking at it. Ronnie, there we go. Ronnie, you're asking about this. Ronnie has a good question here. What percentage of wins should I have, you know, before I decide to go live? For example, 7 out of 10. So, you know, like a 75% win rate. Okay, or profitability rate. Okay, that's a good question. And really, Ronnie, what you're asking is, how do I know that I've got it down good enough in demo to know I'm ready to move to live? Right, Ronnie? That's really your question, right? You're looking for a way to gauge it, right? Hey, you know, what's my gauge? What's telling me, man, I've got this in demo, it's time to move over, okay? And I can't tell you that it's strictly just a percentage, okay? Because let me show you guys something real quick here, and then we're going to wrap up, okay? So I want to make sure y'all understand, and I'm sure you do understand this, Ronnie, but here's what I want to show you. Give me just a quick second here. I'm going to open up something. Okay. So let's pull up Nadex platform here. And Ronnie, this is where it comes to several things. It's about profitability. Are you consistently profiting? At the end of the week, end of the month, are you up? Okay. So I can't tell you, okay, well, as soon as you get to X win rate, profitable rate, go to live. Because it's got to be more than that. You have to, for one, again, you have to know that system forwards and backwards. You're not second guessing the entries. You know exactly how to manage the trade and when to get out. You're comfortable and confident knowing that the numbers work if you just keep following your system, and you're consistently profitable. Okay. So I want to share this. This will kind of answer your question, Ronnie, but I think this is very important for everyone else, because I know some of you said, yeah, I don't really have a strategy or system. I'm looking for one. I'm trying to figure out which one to do. Okay. Let me open your mind a little bit here, because you know, when we get off this webinar tonight, I can see half of y'all like, okay, I'm going to start Google searching, or I'm going to go to YouTube, or I'm going to go check out John's site at Apex Investing. And okay, here's what you have to understand and not be misled about systems. Let's look right here, indices, binaries. Everybody here pretty much understand binaries? Nadex binaries? Okay. If I were to buy this binary right here, okay? If I were to buy this binary right here, what's my maximum loss? If I was to buy this binary for $90.25, let's just call it $90, okay? What's the most I could lose on this trade? If I bought it for 90, what's the most I can lose on that trade? $90, right? Everybody understand that? What's the most I can make if I bought it for 90? The most I can make on a binary is 10. Or the most it can be worth is $100. So the most I can make is 10. Everybody follow? Okay. So let's just say that I did that, right? Over and over again. I made 10. I made 10. I made 10. I made 10. I made 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then I lost 1. So I have, my system has what? A 90% profitability rate, right? If we get off this webinar tonight and you go start searching for trading systems and you come across a little sales pitch that says 90% win rate, you're going to get excited, right? Make sense? You're going to get excited, right? Like, ooh, 90%. I want to check that out. Okay, so what did we make here? We did a trade, profitable, 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 trade, profitable. What did we make? 9 trades, we made $10 each. We made $90. And then 1 losing trade, we lost $90. So where are we at? Big fat 0 break even, minus all of the trading fees on those accounts, those trades. So you're actually negative. Everybody see that? Does that right there make sense? So it's not just about this, is it? Right? What if I told you, what if you're searching the internet tonight after this webinar and you see something that says, check out my system. It has a 40% success of being right. Are you even going to click that link to go to that page to check out that system? Be honest. Are you even going to go to it? Most of you wouldn't, right? It's like, I don't want to check out some system that has a 40%, like they're right 40% of the time. I don't want that, right? What if it said 30%? Would you even click the link? Probably not, right? Agreed? Okay, let's look at the Nadex platform again. If I were to buy this binary right here, okay, for 11 bucks, what's my maximum loss? $11. What's my maximum profit? $88. So let's just call this 10 and 90, right? So I risk 10 to make 90. Make sense? So I lose 10, 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 right? So 30% win rate, that means that I made 90, made 90, made 90. So on these 7 trades, I lost how much? 70 bucks, right? So I lost 70. On the 3 that were profitable, 90 times 3, right? Profit 270. So I'm up net 200. Make sense? So do you guys kind of see where I'm going with this? When you're digging in to find the strategy or system that you want to trade, don't be fooled by just the quote unquote win rate, and don't be fooled just with the risk reward ratio, because you'll also see, hey, we make 3 times as much as we risk. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, but how often is it profitable? You can't have one without the other. Does that make sense? So keep that in mind when you're looking at these systems and choosing a system or backtesting a system. It's not just about profit. It's not just about probability of, you know, profitable versus unprofitable trades. And it's not just about risk reward ratio. It's about a balance of 2. You have to understand the math. Most of the time, what you're seeing out there, when you see this flashed everywhere somewhere, it's a sales gimmick. And we've all fallen for it, right? You have to look at both sides of the coin, okay? So keep that in mind when you're looking for strategy or system, all right? And Ronnie, to answer your question, that's why I said I can't really tell you, oh yeah, Ron, once you're at 75%, go over. Because ultimately what it's about is, are you profitable? Are you consistently being profitable in your demo account, following the rules of the strategy or system you've selected? You have the rules down backwards and forwards. You don't second guess them. You're not hesitating. It's working for you. You're confident in it. You're comfortable in it. And your account is growing consistently. It's almost like you don't want to jump to live because you quote unquote feel you're missing out on live money. Okay, you want to move to live when you've got it, it's growing, and you see that you're missing out on live money. Does that make sense, Ronnie? It's like, I've got this. I know it. I'm confident. It's growing in demo. It's time to grow it in live. I'm ready to roll. Okay, so does that answer your question? That's the best way I can answer your question, Ron, because it's different for everybody of, hey, when is it time for me? And you have to decide that for yourself when you're mentally ready. But the first thing you have to do is all those things I just said. Know your system forwards and backwards. Don't second guess it. Master it and be consistently profitable. Okay. Ronnie says, do you trade more towards in the money depending on the charts? Ronnie, again, that all depends on the system I choose. Okay. I have different systems I use for in the money binaries, out of the money binaries, and even at the money binaries. So like those ones I just showed you, those different ones here, I'm not saying one of those is good and one of those is bad. Okay. It all depends on the strategy or system. Like certain systems are designed to work with, you know, these different, I mean, you've got a ton of different options in here. Okay. When I do trade in the money binaries, I'm not trading the $80 and $90 ones. I'm more trading like this right here, like the $70 range. Okay. In fact, there's some videos about that. If you want to see, let me see if I can find it for you real quick here. I have a video where I talk about that in particular right here. Premium collection with binary options. See that, Ron? If you'll watch that video right there, you'll see me talk about a way to trade in the money binaries with high probability and how to make them a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, how to make the numbers work. So check that one out right there. Premium collection with binary options. If you want to, you know, see some information about the in the money binaries, okay? Out of the money binaries, meaning, you know, these here, like meaning under $50. Check out this video right here, volatile markets using Nadex binaries. Okay, that one right there. I talk in that one about a strategy of trading out of the money binaries. Also, real quick here, let me find it. Right here, trading key levels with Nadex binaries. In this webinar, I show you some examples of the out of the money binaries, but also kind of all three. So if you want to get an idea, like check out those 3 webinars. Okay. David says, is Nadex going to do a live trading webinar session? I've seen a big difference in preset presentation and live trading room. You know, David, I doubt that Nadex would do that. For one, here's the problem with live trading webinars. You know, we do webinars all the time at Apex as well. And we have a trade room, we have several trade rooms over there that we're live trading in all day long, and people calling out trades and discussing trades and all that. Problem, even when we've done them, is sometimes you're just sitting there, David, you know what I mean? There's not always something going on in the market. There's not always trades like for that hour or that 2 hours, you know what I mean? So half the time, like a live trading session turns into this, just a regular webinar. It's like, okay, well, guys, there's not a setup right now. Let's wait, you know, and let's teach something else, you know. And sometimes maybe in the middle of it, there's one, and it's like, oh, let's stop and go check one. But then the webinar's got to end before the trade's done. They're just hard to do because, yeah, sometimes it's just ice fishing. I mean, sometimes it's crazy and you can't even keep up. There's so many trades going on. But then sometimes it's just like, we're sitting here, you know. So, okay, guys, we've kind of ran over a little bit here. Was this helpful for those of you? I know a lot of you said that you're in demo or you're starting in demo, was this helpful at all? You know, I know we didn't get into like deep strategies and systems, and this was more of, hey, your mentality, your roadmap, your game plan, what to do and what not to do, you know, some mistakes to avoid, and just kind of getting your head straight and knowing where to focus. And I hope that it also helped to understand that, you know, when you get off this webinar tonight and you're like, okay, John's right, I need to figure out a strategy or system. Okay, look at these things, the profitability and the risk reward. Make sure the numbers add up. Don't fall for a sales advertising gimmick of 90% or, you know, 1 to 3 risk reward ratios. Make sense? Like, know what you're getting into, have a good plan here, okay? Good. Terry says, yes, worth my time. Awesome. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. Guys, thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time out of your evening here, away from your life, away from your family. Hope this helps you here. Again, make sure to hop on over to apexinvesting.com. Check us out over there, ask any questions, and make sure to hop here onto the upcoming webinar section. Get signed up for the upcoming webinars and get reminders about those. Take advantage of this free education that Nadex gives you. It's great. All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a great night. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.